Welcome back to another Warframe video, and today we're going to be looking at the Broken Scepter, aka the Status Queen. The Status Queen is fantastic. This is such a fun weapon to use, and it has two little orbs flying around it, which means you can have a little light show going on. Now, of course you can change the energy, and let's do that a little bit. So you can change it to red, purple, green, or even pink. You know, pink's just best color ever. Light blue. I love the look of light blue. I don't know if anyone else does, but the look of light blue, I mean, it looks the same, but yeah. You can make it white, you can make it black, be like the Stoker. Anyways, let's get into the build. So, this scepter just got released on console 12 hours ago, and I happened to get it around 30 minutes into that. I was upgrading the Broken Scepter while helping my friends obtaining the quest, doing the Senda Junction. It's pretty good time I was having with this thing, one-shotting people without any of these, mods on I had. And it has a good base damage of 60. And the Galatine Prime has a base damage of 160. The Typedo, which is another stave, has a base damage of 50 with a 20% crit chance and a 20% status. So you're definitely, if you like status, you're going for the Broken Scepter more. And with the Lysion within at 100 damage. And we'll get into that weapon later and on. So like I said, build here. Here's the build. 4 dual stat mods. Get this from Barrow, Spy Missions, and I don't know where you get this one. Go to those guys who always tell you where to farm shit, and they go tell you what to do. Pressure Point and Fury for basic. These two are basically obvious. Shocking Touch and Fever Strike. I wonder, do you? No, okay. You get this mod off of Junction. This mod drops off of just playing the game a lot. I mean, I have 2 of them. If you want one, just ask me. I'll just give it to you because, you know, I'm an awesome guy. If you also want a Fever Strike, ask me because I'll just give it to you. But for any noobs out there, you get this, and you can only be like Master Rank 5 or 6. But this weapon's still worth it. Because I think there's no mastery since you get it for free. And you get a catalyst on it. And it has its own weapon slot. So any Master Rank 5s to maybe 8s, props to you, man. You just got one of yourself a great late game weapon. Let's talk about why it's late game, shall we? 100%. This thing has the capability of reaching 100% status, going corrosive and blast. You will definitely have a fun time using it. Configuration B is a hybrid of status and critical. Since it is a 10% crit chance, this is viable for a Blood Rush body count build. But nope. If you're a critical guy, go with configuration B. If you're a guy who actually understands how a weapon works, definitely go this build right here, which reaches 100% status. Get some energy, and we're not going to use Volt Speed. Now it's going to drastically reduce our time to kill on this guy. But it's still going to be pretty fast. Now, I'm going to tell you why I really... Yep, there you go, finisher. Oh yeah, you can also drain him for health. And any MOAs and robots like Bursas. You can drain those for energy. But I see a lot of people having a hard time getting health, so they put down health pads. This weapon is going to be your answer. If you do not like wasting life strike, this weapon is going to be your answer. Just kill a bunch of enemies in a room on survival and just drain all of them and get yourself some health. Anyways, let's go back. And why I say that staves are probably the best status builders in all of Warframe. Because of this stance mod right here. Battered Thread. Battered Thread and Rising Falls. Battered Thread is a simple button mash and probably one of the best at it, as you will hit someone upwards with your stave, which looks cool because you're hitting him with the back part right here, or this red part. You're hitting him with like that, and then you have a multi-strike, which is a very, very, very quick multi-strike. You barely see it. And then you have, which is another multi-strike, which is a double pause multi-strike. So the second like your stave gets to like here where my crosshairs is, you're gonna pause for a split second, and then you're gonna drag over to here with that stave. Well, let me show you. See it? It's basically a super fast version of Temple Royale, but much better at status procking, because this is a very good button mash, and this will any kind of multi-strike will help you get that crit chance and that multi-strike, or in that status chance to proc. So let's talk about the hold combo. You want to be able to use this 2 to 3 to 4 times every time you're trying to kill someone. Because after the first strike, you want to hold it. You don't want to pause it. That procs the that procs that stance, and it's just not good. It's not good because you do 2 jabbing to the ground, and then you smash them. It's only 4 straight up hits, and this stance right here is about 5 to 6. And this one, no, is about maybe 10 to 11. At the end, you do a more powerful attack that does even more damage, and I think it procs one of your status. And if it doesn't, then it's whatever. Corrupted Heavy Gunner. Now we're going to do Volt Speed. See, I got that proc in there. Got another proc in there. Like I said, you want to get those melee combos in there to kill him fast enough. Prime Pressure Point will also be a very good Prime Pressure Point Fury, so definitely put 2 Forma in here if you have those 2. That will increase this thing to be a godlike weapon, and I promise you that for sure. Anyways, it gives you an extra 45% damage, which is almost half of your damage carried on. So 60, you basically have 30 extra damage with just a Prime Pressure Point with that 45% extra damage. You basically have a like double and a half plus 15%. So yeah, it's good. It's a good mod. Prime Fury 2. I took a break from Warframe for about a month or 2, and that left me very bad with Barrow, and he never sold me Prime Pressure Point. But Prime Fury 2, great stance. Great. I mean, not a great stance, but great mod. Prime Fury would give you that 25% extra attack speed. Oh, I'm taking too long. Okay, let's get this done. So why is this thing end game or late game viable? That 100% status and your time to kill is pretty decent with this weapon. But is it really good to use in endgame? I'm gonna sigh because sadly it's not. As much as I want this weapon to go into endgame, the Lesion, its contender, is so much better. So much better. Here's the status build right here. Same exact one. I put a second Forma in it. I don't think you have to. You don't have to. You don't have to put a second Forma. I put a dash in it here. No, you don't have to put a second Forma. I only did it for my crit build. But yeah, it's definitely worth that Forma putting in there. This has no critting at all. The Lesion is 10 times better at performing its late game or end game viability, because this Lysion is the Broken Scepter's contender. But the Broken Scepter is so out DPS by this weapon, especially with the exact same build it has, by a lot. And I'm sad to say it, because the Lysion and the Broken Scepter is probably some of my favorite weapons to use in the game. Here are the melee combos, just in case you want to saw. You hold after the second strike, and that's the only other combo. It's a blue, so you don't expect a lot. But you have a nice little lunge in there. Tons of fucking multi-strikes. Let's test out the damage, shall we? Pretty good damage. Yeah, definitely more than you would bargain for on damage. So yeah, see, I told you, out DPS is the Broken Scepter in every way possible. But yeah. So, as much as I like the Lysion and its late game viability, I would say that the Broken Scepter is by far the better in terms of fun, because God damn, does this thing make me proud for a stave. And yeah, it does make me proud. So would I recommend this for endgame? No. Get a Lysion, because if you are going for late game or end game runs, you probably do have enough materials to build a Typedo and a Lysion, and enough to just build this simple non-critical chance build. This one right here. This is non-critical, pure 100% status. This thing has the same base status chance as the Broken Scepter too. So this thing is a exact contender to that Broken Scepter. But if you're going for late game, I highly recommend you to buy a Lysion and go ham with it, because this thing is great for end game. The Broken Scepter, however, it's worthy to go through a sortie, and sorties go from super late game. And I recommend running sorties with this thing, and I will take this thing through Law of Retribution and tell you how good it is, even though melees aren't really used in Law of Retribution. But still, I got you, fams. I will get you guys a run with Law of Retribution one day, but today's not that day. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please leave a like, and possibly... Oh, wait, forgot something. Reasons why you would use this. Like I said, Master Rank 5 to 8, you're going to have a fun time getting this and using it, because it's fun, it looks good, and you just got yourself one of your first late game viable weapons. Which means, once you get this weapon, all you do really need now is a good primary. The Sancti Tigris is a good primary, but you probably do not have enough to actually get that. The Lanka, this thing is late game viable. The Tonkor used to be late game viable. The Quanta Vandal is late game viable. The Dread, oh baby, the Dread. The good old Dread. Yeah, just farm Stalker. Just let the 3 other people that you said you were going to help with farm Stalker carry you without them even knowing. The Dread drops like candy for me. And the Dread, it's probably going to drop like candy for you. This thing is late game viable even without critting mods. Just a point strike is going to help you without an Argon Scope or a Shred. Anyways, so once you get that Broken Scepter, you're basically going to have a late game viable weapon if you're Master Rank 5 to 8. Once you hit 8, you will have access to a Dragon Nikana. Once you hit 10, you will have access to the Nikana Prime. But this thing, in my opinion, competes with the Nikana Prime. Anyways, those are my reasons why you should keep this. Plus, Free weapon slot, free catalyst installed, and a free weapon. Who doesn't want that? Especially if you guys are crit guys or running low in status, I definitely recommend you picking up at least one status weapon, which is the broken scepter. Please don't delete this weapon. It is worth every single one of your level up time, plus its extra mastery. Don't keep it in your inventory. Use it every once in a while. And hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Please leave a like and possibly subscribe. It would make my day. Peace out.